Hey guys, so if you're like me and you have tons of sand left over every year and tons of everything left over, sorry about the mess. Like literally, this is the end of summer, garbage, just stuff everywhere because I've been being lazy, thinking all about work. But here in another 2 months, I'll just be sitting at home. Anyways, back on track. If you have leftover sand, stone, aggregate, whatever, and you want to make some money with it instead of just letting it sit there all winter, this is what I do in the wintertime to stay busy besides junk removal and doing online stuff. This is basically just making statues. Here, I'll show you some that are already made. Here's my little puppies, my angel. I usually have these painted black, and then I'll dry brush them. Dry brushing is when you put just a little bit of paint on the paintbrush, and then you take like some cardboard and just go back and forth to get the majority of the paint off, and then just like you're dusting it, and it'll give it like that antique look. I do that with a lot of these. With these, I like to mix colors to make it look like sunsets and stuff in the background. But if you paint them, you can get like 30 bucks a piece for them. If you sell them just like regular as is concrete, you can only get like 10, 15 bucks. These unpainted, I can get 80 bucks, 60 to 80 bucks. These lions, whenever I pour them, and just to let you know, you'll have this problem with a lot of them. In the back, I take a chisel and knock that off, and then I fill the cavities with Portland cement, and then I make like a soup with Portland cement, and as you can see, I just brush it up. And over time, that'll fade. I should have done a better job. Whenever it's still wet, you take a brush and just go like this, and all that, it blends it in, knocks all that heavy stuff off. If you did a bad job like I did there, you can always paint it. But, oh, I got a little clip. I like to make multiple pours at once. It makes my time more efficient. And I mean, just to pour a little $10 item, it's not worth it to me. So I do a bunch of them: alligators, puppies, angels, welcome signs, pelicans, stuff like that. Bigfoot's real big right now, but I don't have a Bigfoot mold yet. I really want to get one. But you pour it. I do a 3-2-1 mix ratio. I'll mix 3 parts sand, 2 parts aggregate, 1 part Portland. I usually add a little extra Portland. And then I put it in the cement mixer and add just a pinch of fiberglass, like fibers for concrete. Just a pinch. If you put too much, it'll look like a chia pet and ruin the whole project. But that really helps strengthen the concrete. If I leave them unpainted, I'll spray them with concrete sealer. And the best way to get the bubbles out is, like I was just doing it here. With this, I'll just bang it around a bit and get the bubbles come to the top. With this, I just take a block of wood and just put it all over it, all around, and I just tap it with a hammer. And you can see all the water comes from the bottom. It does make a bit of a mess, but I just clean it up when it's all done bleeding. Once you pour it, you'll want to wait about 2 weeks. I usually wait about 2 weeks before you take it out. If you try to take it out too soon, it'll just crumble. You have to let it have a little bit of cure time. Once you take it out, it's best to fix any blemishes. Like I said, mix like some concrete, some Portland up, some cement, and then plug the holes, any cavities. Give it about 15 minutes. Once it starts to dry, you can take a brush and just brush it real quick and it'll knock it off. And then to blend it in, I whitewash it. I just make a paint basically out of Portland and just with a chip brush, just go over the whole thing and blend it in. And then you can take, like, I usually take like a garbage bag or old shopping bag, put it over top of them. That helps retain the moisture as they're curing. I give it about 2 weeks doing that. And I know this is starting to sound like a lot of work for a little bit of money, but if you ain't got nothing else to do anyways, I mean, you're literally talking about a day to make, not even a day, but with what I got here, I could probably make 150 bucks for the day, but I'm just sitting at home. It's only gonna take me a half a day to mix it. It took me probably an hour to get these all mixed, poured, and then they just sit there until I'm ready. So it probably takes you, in all, if you're not gonna paint, 3 hours if you're doing multiple projects. And it's just extra money, you know what I mean? It's a hobby of mine too. You can mix in a bucket or you can mix with a cement mixer like I do. Also, real important, before you put the cement in there, you want to go ahead and take I take a 1 to 5 part mix. I take 1 part canola oil to 4 to 5 parts alcohol. When you spray it on there, that alcohol will evaporate off and leave behind that resiny canola oil, and that'll make it easier for the concrete to be removed from the form. And I got these these plastic ones off Amazon, and the 2 bigger ones, I I got this from the Rubber Mold Man, but he takes forever. I'm just letting you know, like, he does good work and everything. It takes forever to ship. It took me a year to get that. This one I got pretty fast. I forget where I got that one, but this is becoming more popular, so it's becoming more easier to find these molds. Now this mix is a little too wet. I'm gonna have problems with this. You can see all the water on top. There's gonna be shrinkage. I'm definitely gonna have to do some fixing. You don't want it too wet. The nice thing about it being like a nice little wet is it's gonna fill in the voids better, but then if you make it too wet, it shrinks. It's just, I'm just getting back to doing this after summer, so it's gonna take some refamiliarizing myself with everything. But it's a nice way to make some extra money. And like I said, if say you bought 2, 3, 4 of these, you can make even more money, and still it'd probably take you about an hour to pour 4 of these. And the thing that sucks though is these forms are kind of expensive. I think I paid like $300 for this one. So it takes a minute to get your money back. You can keep reusing them though, and it gives you something to do.